everyone, this is Anya Lasagna, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about false friends. So when you're learning a foreign language, you might encounter a word that looks or sounds similar to the one in your native language. And you might think, okay, it looks the same, it kind of looks similar, sounds similar, it must have the same meaning. But not necessarily, not always. In some situations, you encounter false friends. These are the words that mean completely different things, but look or sound similar to the ones in your own native language. Although my journey of learning Italian hasn't been that long, I've already encountered quite a few false friends, and I thought that today we could cover some of them, and I thought they were very helpful for me to learn, and maybe they will help you too. Alright, so the first false friends word is TESTA. And TESTA, if you look at it, you might just think that it's a test, like a written exam or something like that. But actually, TESTA means head. And the actual word test, you can say in Italian in two different ways. You can actually use the word test without the A at the end, or you can use the word esame. Esame, like an exam. The word number 2. The second word is CARTA. And English-speaking people might think that, okay, it looks kind of like the word cart or like the trolley, something that you use maybe in a supermarket. Well, also, if you know Russian, which I happen to also know, it's also a false friend there because CARTA in Russian means a map. But in Italian, CARTA means paper. Okay, it doesn't mean a trolley, it's not a cart, and it's not a map. It just means paper. Now, if you want to say the cart that you push in the supermarket, in Italian, you can use the word carrello. The third word is pace. So, when I first started learning Italian, I didn't know how to pronounce the sounds correctly, so I thought that the word looked like the word pace. Well, pace actually means peace, like peace. And if you want to say pace like a rhythm or step, then in Italian you can say passo. Passo. Alright, the word number 4 is piano. Piano. And this word it's very tricky because I still make mistakes today. It's difficult for me to remember. So piano, usually if you read it in English, you just think of a musical instrument, right? Actually, in Italian, piano means floor. So for example, you have a building and you have the first floor, second floor, third floor. So for example, piano terra is the first floor. Now, the tricky thing is that in Russian, the word to call piano, like the musical instrument, is forte piano, right? So you'd say forte first and then piano. But in Italian, the instrument is called pianoforte. Okay, the word number 5 is grosso. Grosso. So when I first saw this word, I thought of the English word gross. So something negative. Actually, in Italian, grosso means big or large. If you want to say that something is gross or, disgusting, filthy in Italian, you have a few different options. If you're talking about, lack of cleanliness, something that's dirty, filthy, you can use lurido. Lurido. And if you just want to say that something is disgusting or gross, just something that makes you feel squeezy, you can use 2 words. Either disgustoso, which sounds similar to the word disgusting, or schifo. The word number 6. This one is very, very common and is probably also one of the very first ones that people encounter when they start learning Italian, and that is the word parenti. Parenti. Of course, when you hear the word parenti, you might think of the word parents, but actually, parents in Italian means relatives. So it's still within that same, family topic, but it means relatives. And if you want to say the word parents in Italian, you need to say the word genitori. Genitori. So the way that I remembered, I just look at the first part of the word, so gen. So it kind of looks like the word gene in English. So these are the people who pass down the genes to you. That's just how I remember. Genitori. Word number 7. And that is the word camera. camera. Quite a simple word. In Italian, it doesn't mean the camera that you use to take pictures with. In Italian, camera means a room. So for example, your room, hotel room, any room, it's called camera. If you want to say the word camera in Italian, you have two different options. Number one is fotocamera, and it usually refers to your camera on the phone. And number two is the word macchina fotografica, and that is referring to your traditional, photo camera. The word number 8. This is the word rumore. Rumore. And it looks like the English word rumor, right? So something that you hear, some kind of rumor from other people. Well, in Italian, the word rumore means noise. It's a noun. And, if you think about it, you kind of can draw the connection, Rumor is technically just some kind of noise that other people are saying about you. But it actually means noise. If you want to say the word rumor in Italian, it's actually a completely different word. You can say pettegolezzo. The next one is the word noioso. When I first saw this word, I thought it just looked exactly like the word noisy, right? But this word is kind of related to the one that I have just told you about in number 8. So rumore is noise. So actually noisy in Italian means rumoroso. Rumoroso. And the word noioso actually means boring. So you can just use this to describe, a thing or a person. For example, questa libra è noioso. Right, the next word is the word PREGO. PREGO. And I think you hear this word quite often. In Italian, the word PREGO just means welcome. So you would hear that if you're doing something nice, you say thank you, so grazie, and you will hear PREGO. You're welcome. When I first heard this word, I just thought it's the same as in English. So short version of the word pregnant, you would say, oh, she's PREGO or she's pregs, right? So that means someone's pregnant. If you want to say pregnant in Italian, you can use the word incinta. Incinta. Okay, the next word is marchio. Marchio. So when I first heard this word, I thought it just meant something like a mark, like a grade at school, right? A score that you get. But actually, marchio means a brand name. So like a brand. For example, Gucci is a marchio. Now, if you want to talk about the grade or mark at school, you would use the word voto. Voto. The next word is pavimento. So the word pavimento sounds very, very similar to the English word pavement. In Italian, the word pavimento means floor. And it's not that kind of floor that I've told you about before. Remember in the building, so different floors, that is piano. But pavimento means the little floor. For example, I'm standing on the floor, or there's a carpet on the floor, that floor. And that is called pavimento. Now, if you want to say the word pavement in Italian, to talk about the part of the road where people walk on, you can say marciapiede. The next word is morbido. And morbido just sounds like the English word morbid, but in Italian, actually, morbido means something very positive. It just means soft. So maybe your pillow is very soft. If you want to say the word morbid in Italian, you can use the word morboso. The next word is delusione. It looks very much like the English word delusion, but in Italian, this word means disappointment. If you want to say the word delusion in Italian, you can use the word allucinazione. Next word is the word sensibile. And if English is not your first language, you might know that learning the difference between sensible and sensitive also can be tricky. These two words are very, very similar, but have completely different meanings. Unfortunately, in Italian, that's not going to help because the word sensibile actually means sensitive. So if you use the word sensibile to describe a person, that means you're saying that that person is sensitive. So, his or her feelings can get hurt very easily. Now, if you want to say the word sensible in Italian to mean that's sane or reasonable, you can use the words sensato or assenato. The next word is something I've learned really recently, and I tend to use it quite a lot nowadays. This is the word accidenti. So when I first saw this word, I thought it meant accidents, and in plural, just because I know that the ending E means in Italian the plural word. Well, accidenti actually in Italian is kind of like a phrase, a saying that means either something like wow, accidenti, like you are surprised by something, or it can mean like damn you, something like that. Like accidenti. If you want to say the word accident in Italian, you need to use the word incidente. The next word is baldo. So baldo looks very similar to the word bald, that means without hair. But in Italian, it actually means bold with an O. So someone who is brave, courageous. If you want to describe a person who has no hair, in Italian, you need to use the word calvo. Now, the next word is cantina. And the word cantina sounds very much like the word canteen, the place where you go to eat, for example, at school. Well, in Italian, cantina means a cellar, for example, like a wine cellar. If you want to say the word canteen about the place where people go to eat, you can say mensa. Now, the last two words are a little bit longer, and I must admit they're the most difficult ones for me to remember. Even now, I still make mistakes with these words a lot. Number 19 is the word attualmente. When I see this word, I think of the word actually, but in Italian, attualmente means currently, so right now. If you want to say the word actually, in Italian, you can use the word realmente, so in reality. And finally, the last word is eventualmente. When I see this word, I think of the word eventually, so in the end. But eventualmente actually means possibly. If you want to say eventually or in the end, in Italian you can use the word infine. Alright, that was the list of 20 false friends words that I've encountered while studying Italian. I hope this video was informative and helpful. If you want to learn Italian together with me, then stay tuned for more videos. That's tutto for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!